Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sayyid Abrar. Today we will see the lungs. It may come as a short note or may be asked as a long question, and it is very important as far as practical is concerned. This features each lung. This one is the lung which is conical in shape or cone shape. It has apex. This one is the apex of the lung, which is situated at the upper end. This is the base of the lung, which is resting on the diaphragm. Here there is a diaphragm which separates thorax from abdomen. That is thoraco-abdominal diaphragm. Each lung has three borders. This one is the anterior border. This one is the posterior border, and below this one is the inferior border. This is the inferior border of the lung. Two surfaces. This one is the costal surface. This one is the medial surface. Again, medial surface is divided into posterior vertebral part and anterior mediastinal part. So these are the features of the lung. Then the fissures and lobes of the lung. Right lung. This is the right lung. It is divided into three lobes: upper, middle, and the lower lobe by two fissures. This one is the oblique fissure. This one is the horizontal fissure. And left lung has two lobes, upper and the lower lobe. By these two lobes are divided by the oblique fissure. This one is the oblique fissure of the left lung. This oblique fissure cuts the lung through its whole thickness except at the hilum. This right lung. In the right lung, this horizontal fissure separates a wedge-shaped middle lobe from the upper lobe. This horizontal fissure separates this wedge-shaped middle lobe from upper lobe. And there is a tongue-shaped projection. This is the tongue-shaped projection known as lingula, and which is present in the left lung and represents or corresponds to the middle lobe of the right lung. These are the fissures and the lobes of the lung. This right lung has three lobes: upper, middle, and the lower. Right lung is divided into three lobes by two fissures. This one is the oblique fissure, this one is the horizontal fissure, and left lung has two lobes: upper lobe and the lower lobe, which is divided by the oblique fissure. Then the root of the lung. This is the root of the lung. Root of the lung is a short, broad pedicle which connects the medial surface of the lung to the mediastinum. Then the root is made up of following structures. There is a principal bronchus on the left side. This one is the principal bronchus. Is present on the left side, and epiarterial and hyparterial bronchus on the right side. One pulmonary artery. This one is the pulmonary artery on both the side, right and left side. Two pulmonary veins. These are the two pulmonary veins, superior and inferior pulmonary veins. Then the bronchial arteries. One bronchial artery, this on the right side, and two bronchial arteries on the left side. Then the bronchial vein. This is the green one is the bronchial vein. Then the anterior and the posterior pulmonary plexus of the nerve. This one is the anterior, this one is the posterior. Anterior and the posterior pulmonary plexus of the nerves. And the lymphatics of the lung and bronchopulmonary lymph node. And the areolar tissue. This one is the areolar tissue. These are the contents of the root or structures present in the root of the lung, which is root of the lung is the short broad pedicle which connects medial surface of the lung to the mediastinum. Then the arrangement of the structures in the root from above downward. This one is the right root of the lung. The structures from above downward are epiarterial bronchus. This one is the epiarterial bronchus. Then the pulmonary artery. Then the hyparterial bronchus and lower one is the inferior pulmonary vein. These are the structures commonly asked in the exam. The structures at the root of the lung from above downward. On the left side, the structures are pulmonary artery, then the principal bronchus or the bronchus, and the inferior pulmonary vein. These are the structure at the left side, at the root of the lung. Then this is the diagram of the lungs of the both side. This one is the apex, this is the anterior border which is thin, this one is the posterior border, this one is the inferior border, this one is the diaphragmatic surface, this is the medial surface, this is the mediastinal surface, this posterior one is the vertebral surface. This is the impression of the vertebrae. This oblique fissure cuts the lung through its whole thickness except at the hilum. Okay. This one is the root of the lung. These are the superior and inferior pulmonary veins. This one is the lingula. This one is the anterior border, this one is the thick posterior border. Then the differences between right and the left lung. Right lung has 2 fissures, 3 lobes. Left lung has 1 oblique fissure and 2 lobes. We have already seen anterior border of the right lung is straight, anterior border of the left lung is interrupted by the cardiac notch. Right lung is larger, heavier and weighs about 700 gram, and left lung is about, which is smaller, lighter and weighs about 600 grams. Right lung is shorter, broader. Left lung is longer and narrower. These are the differences between right and the left lung. Then the structures or impressions on the mediastinal surface of the right and the left lung. These are the structures which are present on the mediastinal surface. On the right side, this is a diagram of the mediastinal surface of the right lung. The impression of the right atrium and right auricle, small part of the right ventricle, and the superior vena cava. This one is the superior vena cava, impression of the superior vena cava, brachiocephalic vein, lower part of the brachiocephalic vein, azygous vein, esophagus, trachea, inferior vena cava. This one is the inferior vena cava. Then the right vagus. This one is the right vagus nerve. This one is the right phrenic nerve. These are the impressions on the right mediastinal surface of the lung. Then the impressions of on the left mediastinal surface or mediastinal surface of the left lung. The impressions are left ventricle. This is the impression of the left ventricle along with left auricle, infundibulum and adjoining part of the right ventricle. Then the pulmonary trunk. This one is the impression for the pulmonary trunk, arch of aorta, descending thoracic aorta, left subclavian artery, thoracic duct. This beaded structure is the thoracic duct. Trachea, pink one is the esophagus. Then the left phrenic, left vagus, okay, and left recurrent laryngeal nerve. This one is the left recurrent laryngeal nerve. This is the left vagus. This is the left phrenic nerve. These are the impressions on the mediastinal surface of right and left lung. This is very important diagram, commonly asked in the theory and practical exam. And the arterial supply. Bronchial arteries supply nutrition to the bronchial tree and the pulmonary tissue. On right side, one bronchial artery. There is one bronchial artery which arises from right third posterior intercostal artery. On the left side, there are 2 bronchial arteries, both of which arise from descending thoracic aorta. And the venous drainage. Venous blood drains from first and second division of the bronchi is carried by the bronchial veins. Then right bronchial vein drains into azygous vein and the left bronchial vein drains into hemiazygous vein. Then the lymphatic drainage, superficial vessel drain the peripheral tissue to reach the hilum, and the deep lymphatics drains the bronchial tree where they drain into bronchopulmonary lymph node. Then the nerve supply. Nerves are parasympathetic and the sympathetic nerves. Parasympathetic are vagus. These fibers are motor to the bronchial muscles, and on stimulation these cause bronchospasm. There is a spasm of the bronchi. A secretomotor to the mucous glands of the bronchial tree, and sensory fibers are responsible for stretch reflex of the lungs and for the cuff reflex. The sympathetic nerves are second to fifth sympathetic ganglia. These are inhibitory to smooth muscles and the glands of the bronchial tree. These are the nerve supply. Then the bronchial tree. This one is the trachea, divides at the lower border of fourth thoracic vertebra into right and left principal bronchi, one for each lung. This right principal bronchus is 2.5 centimeter long, which is shorter and wider and more in line with the trachea than the left principal bronchus. Left principal bronchus is 5 centimeter long, which is longer and narrower than the right principal bronchus. And each principal bronchus divides into secondary lobar bronchi, one for each lobe of the lung. Thus, there are 3 lobar bronchi on the right side and 2 on the left side. Each lobar bronchus divide into tertiary or segmental bronchi. This one is the segmental bronchus or tertiary bronchus, one for each bronchopulmonary segment. This is important. There are 10 bronchopulmonary segments on the right side and 10 bronchopulmonary segments on the left side. Each segmental bronchus divide repeatedly. These divide repeatedly to form very small branches called terminal bronchi. The segmental bronchi divide repeatedly into number of branches and finally divide into terminal bronchiole. Still smaller branches are known as respiratory bronchiole. These are known as respiratory bronchioles. This is the bronchial tree. This one is the segmental bronchus, divide into number of times and finally into the terminal bronchiole, and still smaller branches are called as respiratory bronchioles. This is the respiratory bronchus. The respiratory bronchiole ends into the microscopic passage which are termed as, these divides into number of there are number of parts. This is known as alveolar duct. The central one is the alveolar duct. Around the alveolar duct there are atria, and these are the air sacules. On the this round one is the air saccule, and this pink one is the pulmonary alveoli. In the Latin word, this pulmonary alveoli are the small cavities for the gaseous exchange takes place in the alveoli. This is the part of the pulmonary tree or pulmonary unit. This is the respiratory bronchiole, which contain smooth muscles and the elastic fibers, and there are the parts of the pulmonary unit like alveolar duct, atria, alveolar sac, and the alveoli for the gaseous exchange. Then the bronchopulmonary segment, number of time asked in the exam. These are the independent functional unit of the lung. The most widely accepted classification is given in the table. There are 10 bronchopulmonary segment on the right side and 10 bronchopulmonary segment on the left side. This is the classification of the bronchopulmonary segments upper lobe. On the right lung, there are three lobes: upper, middle, and the lower. The upper lobe has three bronchopulmonary segments. These are apical. Number one is the apical, number two is the posterior, number three is the anterior. These three bronchopulmonary segments in the upper lobe of the right lung. The middle lobe of the right lung has two bronchopulmonary segments. These are lateral and the medial bronchopulmonary segment. And the lower lobe of the right lung has five bronchopulmonary segment. These are superior, medial basal, this one is the lateral basal, anterior basal, ninth is the lateral basal, and the 10th one is the posterior basal. These are the five bronchopulmonary segments in the lower lobe of the left lung. Then in the left lung there are two lobes, upper lobe and the lower lobe. Upper lobe has upper division and the lower division. Upper division of the upper lobe of the left lung has three bronchopulmonary segments, as in the upper lobe of the right lung. These are apical, posterior, and the anterior. And the lower division has two bronchopulmonary segments, which are superior and inferior lingular bronchopulmonary segments. Then the lower lobe has same bronchopulmonary segments as the of right lung. These are superior, this one is the superior, seventh is the medial basal, then anterior basal, then the lateral basal, and lastly is the posterior basal. These are the 10 bronchopulmonary segment in each lung, that is right and the left lung. Then the clinical anatomy. Usually infection of the bronchopulmonary segment remains restricted to it, although tuberculosis and bronchogenic carcinoma may spread from one segment to another segment. This is the bronchogenic carcinoma, spreading from one segment to the another segment. Okay, this trachea, these are the principal bronchus. This is the bronchogenic carcinoma. Tuberculosis of the lung is one of the commonest diseases. In the auscultation of the lung, the upper lobe is auscultated above the fourth rib on both the side. Lower lobes are best heard on the back. Middle lobe is best auscultated between fourth and the sixth ribs on the right side. Then the bronchoscopy, viewing or seeing the interior of the bronchi through the tube passed through the trachea. This is known as bronchoscopy. This is the procedure to see the interior of the lung or interior of the bronchi. Then the lung collapse. This is the normal lung. This one is the collapsed lung. Okay? This is the collapsed lung. This one is the normal lung due to injury or due to compression of the lung. Okay? This in this diagram, this is the bullet injury or bullet punctures the thoracic wall pleura, and air is administered in the pleural cavity, causing lungs to collapse. Then the postural drainage. This is the diagram to show the technique for the postural drainage. This technique for loosening the mucus in the air so that it may be cuffed out. There is a tapping is performed in certain areas with the patient in different position to expel the mucus out. This is known as postural drainage. Then there are different lung resections. This is the wedge resection. This up to this part, wedge like part of the lung is resected, that is known as wedge resection. This upper part or upper segment of this lung is removed, that is known as segmental resection. One lobe of the lung is removed, that is known as lobectomy, and whole of the lung is removed, that is known as pneumonectomy. This is the types of the lung resection, different types of the lung resection. These are wedge resection, segmental resection, lobectomy, and pneumonectomy. And lastly, carina. This is a hook shape process Here is the hook shape process projecting backward from lower margin of the lowest tracheal ring. It helps to divide the trachea into two primary bronchi or principal bronchi, right and left. Right bronchus makes an angle of 25 degree. This makes the angle of 25 degree and left bronchus makes the angle of 45 degree. This foreign body mostly descend into the right bronchus as it is wider and more vertical than the left bronchus. The enlarged lymph node present in this area may distort this carina. Then the large lung, spongy lung occupy whole of the thoracic cage, leaving the little space for the heart and accompanying blood vessels. The lungs are subjected to lot of insult or injury by the smoke of the cigarette, BDs and the pollution. Tuberculosis of lung is one of the commonest killer disease in the underdeveloped or developing countries. A complete treatment of the tuberculosis is a must. Otherwise, the bacteria become resistant to the anti-tubercular treatment and leads to multi-drug resistant tuberculosis or multi-drug resistant TB. The people harboring resistant bacteria spread the disease to the different people around their sputum or through their sputum. Thank you. Thanks for watching.